Jack, a 0-0 draw here at the Falkirk Stadium. Give us your assessment of the 90 minutes, please.
Tough game, really difficult game. I expected it to be the case with, I know this club well, they still have a good squad of players, they're a good side, and with Paul's introduction to management here over the last couple of weeks, I knew how tough a match it would be, so I wanted to come here and win the game, of course, but to come here and be resilient enough as a team to come away with a point, I think is another positive for us.
I think that was something that you would have had to have been, would have been cautious, given that they might be down the bottom end of the table at the moment, but like you say, they do have a strong squad of players and it's maybe just not gone for them this season.
Yeah, I've said often enough that there's very, very little between a lot of teams in this division. It's such a difficult division to put a run of results together in and to win. So we were under no illusions how difficult the match would be, but we also believed we could win it, and so I'd never shy away from the fact that I think we go into every single game home or away believing we can win it, and that group of players felt that. But the reality is then you face a difficult match and difficult opponents, and so we had to withstand periods of pressure, but we still created opportunities. But what was encouraging for me is that that's something we've not done an awful lot of in my time here, is even in the last 8, 9, 10 months, which has been really good in the main, we've never really dug out many results like that we've had to show resilience. So pleased that we managed to do it. I think it's another positive sign for us moving forward as a group. I'm really pleased for Craig and my back four, because they've kept 2 consecutive clean sheets, and it was an area that we asked questions of early in the season, so they deserve a huge amount of credit for that. And as a group, again, they're growing, their beliefs growing. It's another point in the right direction. We came here as league leaders, we believe as league leaders, and I'll accept that every game between now and the end of the season if that's the case.
That was what I was going to ask you, 2 consecutive clean sheets. How pleasing has that been? Because I know that was maybe an issue at the start of the season, but now you're starting to get those.
Well, I'm pleased that it's a tangible reward for the defenders, because, and not the ones that just played today, I include the guys that, Gary Irvin, Stelios, that weren't involved today, that we work and training on it, who go and work on those areas. And earlier in the season, rather, we obviously, I was disappointed with some of the goals we conceded, but the work was still there. The work they were doing in training was consistent, and I think if they have faith in doing that, then they will get their rewards, and that reward for them is clean sheets, because when they earn clean sheets like last week and this week, we'll get points from it, and to take 4 points from 2 difficult away games is good. It's another step forward for us. It's another step forward to where we want to be at the end of the season.
You could have almost snatched it at the death through Cammy Smith. How pleased were you with his performance today?
Well, I think some of the best would be that if there was any player I think they deserved to score a winning goal for us today, it would have been Cammy. His work rate, his desire, his quality, he's brilliant. And we change him around, we shift him around in the pitch depending on how the game's going and depending on what else we need to do personnel wise, which we needed to do today for fitness reasons. And no matter what you ask of him, he does it terrifically well. And he's disappointed, as naturally as he will be, because he feels as if he should score, but I don't have issue with it. I love what he does for me. The contribution he's made already this season is huge. He'll continue to do that. I'd have been delighted if it had went in, but I think both teams would have had a case to argue that they could have won the game, and I think overall the draw was probably a fair reflection of the match.
Some big decisions for you today in terms of team selection. Stephen McGinn had been a doubt this week. He picked up the knock last week. You gave a start to him. You gave a start to Kyle McGuinness as well. How confident were you for them to both go today?
Well, with Kyle, I always knew that we would get what we got from him in terms of the duration on the park. That's fine, I knew that, so we planned for that. We accept that that's going to be the case, and that'll build up as the weeks go by. But testament to him that after 3 months out, and he's only had a fortnight's full training, and he's played a bit of the game last week and started the match today. That's testament to his mental strength and his desire to want to play for the club. And then equally so with Stephen. Stephen hasn't trained at all this week. Didn't confirm his fitness until about 11 o'clock this morning, and that's unusual for me because we do a lot of planning and normally we have things in place before then. But he's such an important player for me in terms of how he leads this team, how he tries to carry on the staff's work on the pitch, and again testament to his desire. He is, these guys have got a real strong desire to get this club up the way, and that showed by his efforts in playing today as well. He dug in, and we knew that there was a gamble in it, but for me, what he gives me on the park was worth making that gamble. So the positive side again is we've came here and dug out a result like that today with 2 important players nowhere near full fitness. So moving forward, that's a plus for us as well.
Yeah, the plus would be as well that you've got 50 odd minutes into the legs of Kyle McGuinness ahead of the derby next week.
Yeah, you can't replicate first team match time. And also in addition to that, as I said, he's only trained fully for 2 weeks, and prior to that his conditioning level had dropped again because he had the latest injection, which meant he had a period of inactivity. He couldn't do anything. So there was a combination of factors that mean that he's probably in a lot earlier than he should have been. And I've had to balance it up between looking after his health, but we speak all the time about it, and I gauge how he's feeling, and the relationship he has with me means I know he'll be frank and I know he'll be honest. And for a young man, he's mature enough to let me know how he is, and he was desperate to start today. I thought his contribution he made on the park was terrific, considering he's still got a bit to go fitness wise. We'll get another week's training into him, we'll look after him, and as you mentioned, he'll be stronger again for the match next week.
And another player who got a bit of game time was Cammy McPherson. He obviously came on against Wraith Rovers a couple of weeks ago in the Irn-Bru Cup. How nice was it for him to come on in the league and get that game time?
Well, hopefully it shows that there's a trust from James and Alan and I in his ability. He still has a long way to go in terms of his progression as a player. He's another that's been troubled by injury this season, and he would have played probably before now. But he's been out for 2 or 3 months as well with ankle problems. So I like him. I think he's got a lot to offer. I think physically he'll need to strengthen, but he knows that. He's a young man as well, and that comes with maturity and him working hard at that. But he's a player that is more than capable of making a contribution, and we had to trust him today because it was not easy going on the pitch at 0-0 and replacing Stephen and helping us get something from the match. So another step forward for him, and as I mentioned, I think the biggest part of it will be hopefully the belief that he gathers from that about the trust that we have in him as a staff.
And just finally, next week at home, Derby game going into that, top of the league. How much are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, I look forward to every single game we play at our home stadium, because I know our record there recently, how we've performed. The game, with it being a derby, is obviously has that extra attraction around it. I would expect there to be a really big crowd in. I know people will point to what happened kick to Capel early in the season. I don't bother too much about that, in the sense that our motivation never changes game to game, because our motivation is to win every single match. So we want to do the same again on Saturday. And, if that helps address that from early in the season, then brilliant, it will do. But the goal first and foremost is to win that game. I know how another really difficult game in this league, but being back at home is nice after having these 2 tough away games as well.
Thanks very much for speaking to us, Jack.
What was that, Jimbo?
Thanks very much for speaking to us, Jack.
Cheers, Jimbo.